Breaking news, the Milwaukee Archdiocese releases its plan to deal with bankruptcy. That plan provides money for victims of sexual abuse by priests.
It also protects the church's cemetery trust fund.
Now, here are some of the specifics. $4 million is set aside for victims of sexual abuse. There's a $500,000 therapy fund to provide lifetime therapy for abuse victims.
And it contains a plan to make sure church funds are used for specific purposes. We have team coverage of this breaking story. Charles Benson has details of the plan. Todd Hicks has reaction from abuse victims, but we begin with Lacey Crisp. She talked one-on-one to Archbishop Jerome Listecki. Lacey.
Years in the making, Archbishop Listecki tells me he hopes this is a way for both victims and the church to move forward, and he tells me it's also a way for the church to serve penance.
There's going to be a monetary amount, some monetary amount for those with eligible claims. Now, having said that, I know that there isn't enough money to try to some way repair, basically that damage in the life of the victim survivors.
For the past 3 years, the Archdiocese of Milwaukee has struggled to come to terms with bankruptcy the church filed to settle with sexual abuse victims. Listecki hopes his plan will help survivors and still allows the church to continue serving its mission.
So what kind of a financial impact will this have on the diocese? I've understood that you have said this is the diocese penance.
Yeah, it is, because we will come out of it and we will be in debt. The Archdiocese has a long history and has always prided itself on the fact that it has always met its bills, but we will be in debt. We will carry a debt going forward, and so in that sense, we will carry, and I use the word penance, and it probably is a good way. We will carry a penance coming out of bankruptcy.
Do you think this plan goes far enough?
It goes far enough in the sense of its responsibility. Yes, it is. But can anything ever go far enough? Can anything ever kind of restore, that which is lost? And that's why I, as an archbishop, always come back and always say that I stand with those who are angry about this. I stand with those who are hurt by this, shamed by this.
And Listecki has also offered to meet with any abuse survivor who thinks it would be helpful. Now, coming up tonight at 6, we'll explain how this plan may impact Catholic schools. Reporting live at Cathedral Square, Lacey Crisp, today's TMJ4.
Lacey, thank you very much. Right now, we're going to learn more about the bankruptcy plan itself.
Charles Benson is here with that part of our team coverage. Charles.
And the Archdiocese believes this plan is a way to lift the Milwaukee Catholic Church out of bankruptcy and to deal with the financial crisis caused by the priest sex abuse scandal.
The Milwaukee Archdiocese has spent more than $10 million in legal fees trying to sort out hundreds of sex abuse claims in federal bankruptcy. Some priest abuse cases are decades old. Here are some key components of the plan. Set aside $4 million for abuse survivors. How much each will get and when will depend on the bankruptcy court. The Archdiocese estimates 125 victims will be eligible. Set up a $500,000 lifetime therapy fund to support those abused by priests. Borrow $2 million from the controversial Cemetery Trust Fund to pay for legal fees. The plan leaves the Milwaukee Catholic Church with a $7 million debt that will be paid off over time. In a letter today, Archbishop Listecki says the Archdiocese has historically operated on a balanced budget, so the burden of paying off this debt will certainly be our penance.
Now, Mike and Carol, this plan is not a done deal. It still has to be approved by the bankruptcy court.
Okay, thank you, Charles.
Well,